So, a very warm welcome and good evening to everyone. I have Jasnoor today, who is a psychologist and mental health creator. So, she's been practicing psychologist with experience supporting individuals through anxiety, stress, self-esteem concerns, and life transitions using evidence-based therapeutic approaches. She's conducted more than 400 therapy sessions, and without making our audience wait any further, I would, request Jasnoor to take over and address all of us.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Jasnoor.
Okay, great. Am I visible also?
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm just Noor, and like it's written, I'll be today talking about how we can, try to break the social media loop. So, one of the major factors that we're going to consider here is that social media is such an important part of our life, right? Now, we just cannot say chuck your phone or like stop using it completely. So, let's see how we can actually, figure out how we can make our peace with it. Now, moving forward, one major important question I have is what's the last app you were scrolling before you joined this webinar? So let's try to be very honest here, right? Let's see what are some responses we're going to get. Instagram, Star, WhatsApp. Mine was also Instagram. Okay. Anybody else? Instagram. All right. Great. So, all right, YouTube, WhatsApp. Thank you so much for the honesty. Like it's such a normal part of our daily life now. No. And our main goal here will not just be to shut it out, but see how we can, manage it better. Facebook. Okay. So, before we start, here's a little about myself. I'm a psychologist. I've been doing this for the past 3.5 years, and I talk about mental health, therapy, psychology, and the main concerns I address are anxiety, depression, life transition, overthinking, all of that. But here we're here to talk about you. So I wanna do a very little game. React or raise your hands if. Now there'll be like 2, 3 sentences, and I need you to really react if you feel that it has happened with you. You opened your phone for 2 minutes and realized you've been scrolling for a long time. Okay. I do see reactions. Great. Very relatable. I think we've all done that. You picked up your phone to check one thing and forgot why you unlocked it. I see a lot of reactions. I think this is one issue mostly a lot of people are dealing with. Another one. You feel shame or regret after you're done scrolling. All right. Okay. Yeah, that is very relatable, no? So, you know, that is the thing. Why we're here is basically not to quit social media, but seeing how we can understand our loops, why we fall into these patterns, and how I can use social media with much more intention. Right. The aim will not be to just chuck it out because it's such an important everyday part of our routine. And since that is impossible now, it's just, better we understand and, improve our relationship with it. So, why do I keep checking my phone? If I just ask you, why do you keep checking your phone? What makes you open it again and again? Think about it. Take a minute. What gets you opening your phone on loop? Okay, Kapish says when we are free, distract from my anxiety. right? Don't know. Another valid answer. That's also okay. Updates, dopamine, important communication. Yeah, WhatsApp updates, dopamine rush, notification sounds. Yeah, notifications are such an invention that, they will get you there even if you don't want to or even if it's not important. So, a lot of relatable things, sometimes reminds for important tasks and indulge in scrolling. Absolutely, that happens a lot. You open your phone for one thing and then 40 minutes are gone. To isolate from world, check notification. Right. So several reasons, right? Maybe it's I'm taking a break for 5 minutes, but then it extends, or and the thing is our work is mainly on our phone. So it gets very hard to separate my personal life from my work life. And that can actually put you in that loop. Now, what if I tell you, like, it's not completely your fault? It is, designed that way. Like, social media is such a $1 billion industry that completely sits on one thing and one thing only. That is your attention, right? So, like they say that if you're using something for free, then you are the product. So, very similar case here that the main goal they have is to get you on that app constantly and to see how long you've been scrolling for, to see how they can keep you there again and again. So it's not really your fault that it's your focus or your attention. Yes, that does matter. Your habits do matter. But then you are also competing with these big tech giants who have it all figured out, who have invested so much money into making you the product. So that is why we have to work from understanding, not really work from only criticizing myself. Right. So I hope it makes you feel a bit better that it's not a you problem. Everybody is into it. So it's a common problem. Now, why does it really work? What is it working on? So basically, two important things. One is unpredictability. So when I open my phone and I, check the first message or the first reel, I do not know what is coming next. And not knowing what's coming next puts me in a state of unpredictability. That, I am just going to keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Maybe I find something boring, but I'm going to keep scrolling till I find that next hit of dopamine and I find something interesting or funny. And then you don't even realize how long you go into that, rabbit hole. Another would be algorithm. Like if you check your phone and if you check your friend's phone or your partner's phone, anybody's phone, two feeds would not look the same. Two people would have different algorithms, right? So the whole industry is designed in a way that it is very, very specific. It caters to your personal needs, right? It's curated especially for you. So fighting with that can be very, very difficult. And our brains are also wired in a way that we love unpredictability and we are also scared of it. So, just to ease that tension, we keep scrolling and we keep scrolling. Now, just because I'm talking about it here doesn't mean I do not face the same issues. Of course, I do. I'm a human just like you. But the main point is that we have to understand it better and then regulate it instead of, choosing not to do anything about it. So, another question. What keeps you scrolling most? So, what app is it? Which application is it? Like, do you use it to take breaks? What's your most used app? Take a minute, think about it. YouTube, Instagram, X, okay. All right. Reddit. Reddit can really put you into a rabbit hole. YouTube. A lot of YouTube. What do you guys watch? What are you guys watching? Instagram or some OTT, Facebook videos, Reels on any platform. I swear to God, ever since Reels have been here, everybody uses it. Earlier, our elders used to say, do not use Facebook or Instagram. Now they are also in it. Insta, Shorts, Angel One, YouTube Shorts, Reels. So, very similar, no? Everybody is, you see the pattern. When you do not know what is coming next on your feed, you're just going to keep scrolling. So unpredictability, not knowing what's going to come next. And algorithms, your feed would very much bring up things that you already keep watching. If you like dog videos, you're going to keep coming across cute dog videos. The more you like, the more you interact, the more you engage with it, it's going to keep coming back. IG reels non-stop. Exactly. So here are a few options that may or may not lead you to scrolling. So try to find out which ones are yours. Try to see. Take a minute. Okay, this is habit, boredom, habit, loneliness, taking a break. Yeah, the taking a break is a scam. It's never a 5 minute break. No other options. Habit. Okay. Stress. Habit. So we're all falling in the loop, no? All of them. Okay. Even that is all right. All right. Good. Now that you have identified what it is for you, like it's very important. If you've not done it, please take a second to look around what really gets you into that loop. Okay. Now, understanding the social media loop, what usually happens, right? There's a feeling attached, there's a cue, like you all just mentioned, that maybe it's loneliness, it's boredom, or it's just a habit. So you'll feel something, which is the cue, and then you'll pick up your phone and you start scrolling, right? Now, scrolling is attached to, dopamine that's released in the form of a reward, and you feel happy, you feel nice when somebody likes a post, when somebody, you that red dot on notifications, or that Instagram or anywhere you see that notifications always have this red color next to it, no, which signals urgency. So all these little things are designed in a way to capture our attention, and then wanting you to keep coming back. So you fall into this loop, and then it just keeps going on and on and on. And it's very important to understand what your loop can look like. Right? Everybody can have different loop. Like everybody just mentioned, they all have different reasons, right? Getting bored, or feeling lonely, or taking a break. So everybody has a different reason why they do scroll on social media. Yeah. Now, can you see this picture and tell me what you see? What exactly can we assess from this photo? Also, thank you so much for engaging. I absolutely love interactive sessions, else I get bored giving them. If only I keep talking. Gambling, casino. Okay. Bright colors. Yeah, exactly. And what do you see now? So if you actually notice, both the pictures that I showed you, the previous one and the now one, they have one thing in common. And it's more than just what looks apparent, on the surface. So, yes, like Anjali just mentioned, they're addictive. Exactly. Notifications, addiction. Why is it addictive? Why is it addictive? Because it's designed that way. Um, so there's a thing in psychology, there's a pattern that really sits on addiction, and we're just going to talk about it right now. Social media, red color numbers. Yeah, good. I'm glad you guys are noticing. Now, it's called variable reinforcement in psychology. What does it mean? In simple words, let's say, you are doing a task, right? For example, your salary, let's say. You are working, right? You do not know when your salary is coming, on the second day or the fifth day or the 10th day, right? Every month it comes on a different day. And sometimes it may not even come for 20 days, for example, right? You are most likely to fall into a habit or fall into a pattern when the reward is unexpected, right? So when something you want is very unexpected and you do not know when it's coming, that is when you may fall into that habit, or that is when you may repeat that task again and again. For example, video games, right? You do not know how much time it's going to take you to clear this level. Sometimes it's very interesting. Sometimes you clear level one, two, three very easily, but you get stuck on the fourth one. You don't know how long it's gonna take, or how much, how many attempts it's gonna take. Like, why are our mothers obsessed with Candy Crush? Right. So a lot of these factors, just what I just showed you, the casino. When you go into a casino, you do not know when is the next time you're gonna win. So the first time or the second time you lose, and the third time you win, it feels great. Oh wow, I won. Maybe I should try again. Maybe I'll win the fourth time, fifth time, sixth time. So when we do not know when the reward is coming, when the pleasure is coming, right, then the behavior, there are chances the behavior increases a lot. And this really strong thing called variable reinforcement has been used a lot of places to, get you addicted, to get you hooked. So the next time you say, "Oh my God, I feel so bad. I shouldn't be scrolling so much," just understand you have been hooked in a way, and that pattern will take time to break, because it took a while for you to, get addicted. It will take a while for you to stop doing that also. So go a bit easy on yourself. It's not that, okay, today I decided from tomorrow I'm not using my phone. We are complex human beings. Things aren't that easy. You slowly make up habits, and it takes time to break things. So, yeah, we go a bit easy on ourselves and we try to understand. Now, you may have heard the word dopamine a lot on the internet, right? Dopamine gives pleasure. I get dopamine, this, that. Now, it is related to pleasure, but just because dopamine is released, it doesn't mean, it's giving me pleasure. Dopamine is mostly about anticipation, waiting, expecting, motivation. And this works here a lot. When you're expecting which reel is going to be coming or which reel won't come, you have no idea. That is when dopamine may get released, when you finally come across a nice reel. For example, you just watched two, three reels, and the fourth reel is a dog reel that you really like. So then dopamine will be released. For example, to make it very simple, let's say it is when you're waiting for a trip, right? Sometimes waiting 15 days to go on a trip packing is much more exciting than actually being on the trip. I'm not saying the trip won't be exciting, but sometimes that wait, sometimes that anticipation is much more pleasurable. Sometimes when okay, today I'm going to shop, or, best example, why do Fridays feel so good? Because I know the weekend is coming, right? So Friday will sometimes feel the most relaxing, the most fun, because I know the weekend is coming. And the same way, Sunday feels very boring, or sometimes so dull, because Monday is coming. You're barely able to enjoy in the moment because you're just stuck on Monday, right? So that is when dopamine is released, when unexpectedly you get a reward. And this is how, things are connected in your brain in very simple words. Now, moving forward, how is my loop affecting me? I have to figure out, okay, this is my issue. I am the one who is using constantly falling into this loop. So how is it really affecting me? For somebody, it may be that they're wasting time. For somebody, it may affect their relationship. Right? Everybody is different. I'll list out a few points. The first is obviously attention. You may notice that, okay, I am not able to focus, my attention is decreasing, I am not able to concentrate on a task for more than 10 minutes without checking my phone. If that is happening, then yes, your attention, it is being affected, right? Anybody here who feels their attention is being affected by scrolling constantly? Do you agree? Okay. See, even watching reels, if the first 3 to 5 seconds is not engaging, it's not interesting, you just scroll past. That is how much our attention has been, messed up. That if you can't even sit idle, you always need constantly something to do, right? So that's a big concern, I believe. Mood, right? So very simply, 1 second you are watching, somebody get a new job, get a new home. It's a very nice reel. The other second you are watching the economy fall, you are watching a financial crisis, or you're watching, somebody being beaten up. And there is a whole mood khichdi going on. The fifth reel you're watching is making you angry. The seventh reel you're watching is making you feel happy. So it can mess up with your mood also, because constantly you are coming across different content that is literally poking you in different ways, right? So maybe I'll be very upset. Oh my God, this happened today. Did you see that? Did you see that news? But the next moment, you guys are laughing, watching a dance reel, right? So it does impact because you're not processing it. You're just fatafat, experiencing each motion and moving forward. So it is, gonna impact you. Next time. Uh, don't even get me started on this because it's not about only scrolling for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or sometimes you end up scrolling for hours, but it's about small chunks throughout your day, right? It's not always that you will constantly keep scrolling for 4 hours. Maybe you will on a Sunday or something, but it's mainly 20 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the car, 30 minutes at your work break, or maybe 20 minutes when you're coming back. So it's small, small chunks that are leading to big, huge chunks. So much time is being taken away from you. You don't even realize it. Now, if I just ask you right now, okay, go check your screen time on your phone, and you'll check it, you'll realize, okay, how much time am I spending on my phone? And it's very unexpected because you don't even realize you end up opening it. So if I ask everybody right now, where is your phone placed right now? Where is it? Like, is it next to you? Is it somewhere on a table? Where have you kept your phone? Hand, table. How far is it from you? Beside my lap. Okay. In my pocket, desktop next to me, on the table in front. I'm already scrolling. I thought so. A few of you would be scrolling, listening to a webinar next to me. It's like a body part now. Yeah, exactly. So we all you do you see that access? Like for a thing that is already next to me, it is going to be very automatic to pick it up. I'm sure you must have picked it up many times right now while I've talked. Right? It's become second nature. You may even like use it while watching TV side by side. Attention is both ways. It's divided, right? Manju says it's best idea is to go for limited data per day for controlled usage. Yes, you can do that. Absolutely. See what works for you and make it work for you. Perfect. Phone stand I use. Okay, not all the time. At night, outside room. That's a great habit. That's wonderful. That's actually great, limiting your access. Okay, last is relationships. So not just relationship with the people in front of you, with you, but also your relationship with yourself. Because you may fall into self-comparison traps, or you may start feeling bad about yourself because you've scrolled too much. So it's all types of relationships that may be affected. But says I've disabled all notification in all social media applications. That is wonderful. I think that's one of the best gifts you can give to yourself. Now, what's your biggest cost of scrolling? I need you to take a few minutes, think about it. What are you losing when you're spending so much time scrolling? Take a few minutes, think about it. Sleep, focus, almost all. Okay. Time, productivity, presence with family, friends, all. Maybe mental clutter, almost everything. Hmm. I don't use social media while at home and evening. Oh, wonderful. That's great. Presence of family, time, mainly improper sleep. Very personal question. How many of you do take your phone to the washroom? I know a lot of you might do. And if you don't, that's great. Never. Oh, wow. That is good. I have a good crowd here. Not yet. I do. Okay. Even if you don't want to admit it here, that's okay. If I don't, I can't. Okay. Good. Okay, now that you figure that out, I really want to also ask you, what does social media give you? It's not obviously just taking from you. It's also giving you things, right? Connection, knowledge, information. So many things, right? You're up to date all the time, which can be messy, but it's also a good thing if it is in a limited quantity. So do tell me. New info, knowledge, ideas, good deals, updates. It is fun and sometimes news. Okay. Latest updates, knowledge on topics. Wonderful. Wonderful. Fun. Yeah, that's also important. Great self help knowledge. Okay, perfect. Somebody says since news channel are not worth, it's better social media. Latest football news. Oh, great. We also have football fans. All right. Wonderful. Now, the trick is to spot my loop, and that is what we're going to do here. So, how does it usually work? How does the loop work? How does your loop work? Obviously, there is a trigger, right? The trigger could be getting bored. The trigger could be taking a break. Trigger could be feeling lonely. And the action is you automatically reach for your phone. Trigger could also be a notification, right? And then obviously the reward, that you feel happy, that you feel satisfied, that you feel great when you're scrolling. And then follows the cost. Maybe you lost on a lot of much more time than you expected. Or, that time you were supposed to spend with your family, but you couldn't. Or maybe after that, you are unable to focus on your work or go back to it. So we've got to spot my loop. Yeah. Now, I would really like you all to take 2 to 3 minutes to spot your loop by, reading all these questions and trying to answer them for yourself. Just take a minute. Take 1 or 2 minutes to read it. Maybe write it somewhere, note it down. Note it on your phone if you want. No, write it all down. Send it in the chat once you're done. And
Um,
actually keep.
Sorry, just note the last question is not visible.
Okay, okay. One
Yeah.
second, I'll try to fix it. Is it okay now?
Yes, yes, much better. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just close my video for a while also. My net is lagging.
Sure.
Yeah. Can you guys read the point now? So I really want you to take a photo of this. Keep it somewhere. If you don't want to answer it right now, take 5 minutes at night, try to write it so that you would understand your loop better. Because that's core, that's very important. When I'm pissed, when I'm bored, I'm trying to avoid something, feel I've wasted my time instead of doing something productive. Yes, that happens. Third point, especially, is very important. What am I looking for in that moment? What do you want? Think about it. Do you really open your phone for something, or is it very automatic and it happens without you even knowing, and you later realize and regret? So, I will give you 1 minute. Take a photo, note it down, do it later, do it now, whatever works for you. But do it. I would suggest you do it. Okay, accessibility, no higher force. I feel sometimes I'm lost, divert the mind, distraction, connection, entertainment. Hmm. Once you all are done, just drop it done in the comments. I don't know why I scroll automatically. See, we are so looped in that way. We don't even realize when we open our phone. Make it a screensaver on phone itself. That is very creative. Scroll Instagram, habit and notification, distraction from the world, distraction, relief, and entertainment mostly. Sometimes good, sometimes feel that it's too much. Yes, like in moderation, it may feel good when you finally allowed yourself that time. But when you do it out of the time you were assigned, it may feel very difficult, right? Okay. Should I move forward? If you're done. I open my mobile as soon as I wake up, and I'm not even aware how I spend it. Absolutely, that is so common. Sometimes we keep it next to us, and the first thing, since it's so accessible, we open it, and then we don't even realize we spent 10 minutes scrolling. And then sometimes people even get ready while, scrolling their phone. Sometimes feel regret and sometimes headache. Yeah, physical symptoms, that's something we rarely talk about. Migraines, headaches, sometimes your thumb may actually start hurting or your hand because of how you're holding your phone. Physical aspects are completely different segment. Your neck because you keep looking down, right? Exhausted, drained, emotionally detached. Mostly when I'm running my automation script, so I open my mobile until the script finishes or fails. Okay. All right. I'll be moving forward now, so that we can finally address breaking the loop. Right. Now, breaking the loop doesn't mean we need perfection in it, that it means I do it perfectly, yeah, I stop using my phone completely. it just it's about focusing on reducing my automatic behavior, right? And that takes time. So I hope when you finally go on this journey of trying to figure things out for yourself, you are a bit patient with yourself. Yeah, that's what we start with. So I have added a few practical strategies here, so you can pick any one that suits you. Like I mentioned before, that since we have accessibility, right? Um, it is easier to actually use my phone or open the apps. Now, let me ask you a question. Can you pick up your phone and can you open the most used app you have? See how many steps it takes you. How many steps does it take? Like one is unlocking the phone, second would be tapping on the app if it is right in front of you on the main screen, home screen. So that would be two steps, right? Can you count how many steps it's taking you to open that most used app on your phone? For example, I use Instagram a lot, so I unlock my phone and it's usually mostly in front of me or like in a folder. So three steps for me. Okay. Immediate after unlock, two, three, three. Facebook for 2 times in a week. Oh, that's great. That's very balanced. Three steps. Two. Okay. Two steps. Checking in 10 minutes. All the apps. WhatsApp, LinkedIn. Three steps. Three. All right. So the process is to see how many taps it's taking you to open your phone and then get to the app, right? Actually, I did it. I moved to two, three home screens away, even not in home screen on search. Wonderful. That's great. That's smart. One step as face unlock is there, so only popping it up. See, it is so easily available. And that's why you don't even realize. I bet if you could close your eyes and I tell you to open that app, you'll automatically be able to do it. Because your brain has learned where exactly it is located, right? So our first step is gonna kind of revolve around increasing those steps. So obviously the first one would be a physical step, that I try to keep my phone away from me when I really don't want to use it. So the more effort it's gonna take for me to even access my phone, the more mindful I'll be, or the more time I'll get to think in between that, okay, do I even need to use my phone? And the second is that, any app that you are using constantly, for example, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, you all mentioned it. See if it's not the first thing on your home screen right away. If you can put it in a folder, if you can move it two, three swipes away, four swipes away, take it away from your home screen, you know, that'll give you at least a minute to process that, do I even want to open this app? Right? Because our goal isn't not to open it. You will open it, obviously. You will use it when you want to, when you want to take a break, when you actually want to take a designated break. But the process here is to increase the steps so I can be more mindful that, do I want to use it? Second, removing unnecessary notifications. Um, Go on, open your phone. Tell me, what all unnecessary notifications can you see right now? Fast, fast. If I check my phone, I can see um Rapido notification that I don't need. Swiggy notification maybe. No notification. Okay. Teams. I have muted most apps. Great. IRCTC, Rail Connect, and Meesho. Do you need these right now? IRCTC or Meesho, how often are you going to travel or buy something? Instamart, disabled mostly. Namayatri. Okay. Access mobile support. No. Purchase Melody for your lady from GeoMart. Okay, wonderful. Fitness. I have muted a lot of app notifications except Instagram, which I use the most. And maybe that is why you use Instagram the most, Nupur, because the notifications are available. All muted. Okay. Blink it. Hmm. That's helpful when you need to know, like, is your order coming or not. But still. Truecaller spam protection, Cred, WhatsApp, muted many, all except WhatsApp. Right. So maybe food apps, unused social media apps, apps you really don't want to, you don't engage in that much or you don't use that much. Try to at least remove those. You know why? Because let's say you sit down to work, your phone will pop up with a notification. Your phone is far away, but it will pop up with a notification. Now you don't know if it's a message, you don't know if it's a random notification you don't need, but you'll pick up, you'll check that. In checking that, you'll open Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or WhatsApp. So these unnecessary notifications are also increasing your watch time by taking you to that app that you use the most. Them, promoting notifications is not an issue, but the notifications leading me to the app I use the most, that is the issue. So the notifications you don't really need, try to close them off, decrease them. Next, very important, we don't have to replace our break. Oh, sorry, we don't have to remove our break, we have to replace it. Because removing it just means that I have 5 or 10 minutes extra where I get bored and I don't know what to do. So when you're getting to your phone to use it finally to, take a break from work, that's okay. That's completely okay. But when you feel that this is the only kind of break I'm taking, then maybe you need to exchange it with something. Like it's so much better to listen to a podcast or consume another media than YouTube or Instagram. Now, literally, one piece of media is also okay. You watching a 20-minute episode is still better than watching 30 reels in 2 minutes. Because then there's a lot of content, there's so much khichdi, your brain is getting fried constantly. At least when you're watching an episode or a podcast, it's still about one thing, it's not about 10 different other things. Right? Maybe taking a walk, maybe listening to music, maybe going to make tea. So, see what kind of break really suits you and try to replace it. Very important. Fourth is intentional behavior. Like I just mentioned, that do I want to open this? Ask yourself these questions that um, how do I feel right now? What is making me open this? Is it a message? How long will it take? How long will it take is very important because it may only be taking me, 3 to 4 minutes, but I'm there spending 40 minutes. So, where is my time going? So, ask yourself two, three questions before opening anything. Very simply that do I want to open this? What am I opening it for? How long is it going to take? So that at least you are intentional, you know what you're doing, right? And I'll give you a very interesting hack. Is what you can do is the all the apps that you use the most, right? So you can put them in a folder and you can rename the folder. Do I want to open this? So that it becomes like a cue, you know. It becomes a little indicator that am I supposed to be using this app right now? So try that out sometime. Try making a folder and renaming it. Should I use this? Do I want to use this? Or any funky name, anything that will make you even take a minute before engaging in it. Fifth, grayscale. So you may or may not have noticed, but some people have their phone apps in absolutely gray color. So, color, since color plays a huge role and it attracts us, the red for YouTube, the colorful logo of Instagram, we exactly know where our app is. Not knowing where my app is on my phone, or the more time it takes to find my app, or it having no color, helps a bit with actually, not getting addicted. Manisha says, I do that, reduce time by half. That is great. That's wonderful. I'm really happy to see so many of you already, doing everything. It is so good to see that. It's so good to see that. So, absolutely do try Grayscale. Need to color app. Okay, no problem. Everybody has their own preferences. Six, download helpful apps. Now, I am not giving you a lot of options here. I'll just tell you two. So there's this very cute app called Forest where you can grow trees and you won't be able to use your phone for a time you set. So like 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. You won't be able to use any other apps while it's going on. And there's also one Focus Friend, an app that I randomly found where there's a cute bean and it's knitting socks. So while the bean knits, right? While the bean is knitting her sock, you don't want to interrupt her, and it'll only stop knitting the socks once the timer is done. So cute stuff like this, funny stuff, any gamified versions. If it's helping you, it doesn't matter what you use. Figure out what is helping you. Integrate that into your routine. I already eliminated unwanted apps from my phone. That's great. That's right. I have downloaded mind sharpening apps and grow for stocks. Oh, wonderful. So we also have investors here. Now, I am giving you a little mobile challenge. So, are you guys up for it? You don't have to do all, don't be scared. So, pick one to do right now. Take 5 minutes. Yeah. The first one is turn off three unhelpful notifications. Now that you are here, now that we're finally doing it together, why not just, leave here doing something? Because when you leave, you'll feel better that, okay, at least I did something. It doesn't matter if the next thing you do is scroll on your phone, you'll be happy, okay, in the session, at least I did something. So the first is turn off three unhelpful notifications. Remove an app from your home screen. Home screen, put it anywhere, put it 3 steps later. Third is make a folder and name it why am I opening this. Do it with the apps you open a lot. So it gives you a minute to process, do I want to open it? And the fourth is unfollow any 3 to 5 accounts that drain you. Yeah, because I think you also spend a lot of time being angry, being upset, watching other people, watching Tusru ki feed, or maybe any content that you don't really like that makes you feel bad after it, but you still watch it. So why? Why if it's only draining you? Pick one, do one. If you can, if there's a proof, like if you can take a picture or a screenshot or anything, take it and send to me later. So I'll be very happy to see that you participate in the mobile challenge. I'm gonna give you guys 3 to 4 minutes. Do one and then send me a picture or something, and also write here which one you picked. I'll also do one alongside you. I'll also pick something. Priyanka says three. Okay, great. You're gonna make a folder. Lovely. I do have time limit on Instagram, but I always end up scrolling more. Yes, because it is designed like that. If Insta really wanted you to stop scrolling, they would close the app after you set the time limit. But there's always an option there, no? 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes. So, yes, while you may have that limit, it is also designed that way. So, it's also on you that are you stopping after your time limit? Trust me, it's completely okay because they have given that option to still keep going, to still keep scrolling. And you obviously will choose that if you want to keep scrolling. FB, done, removed. Okay, this option makes sense. Created folder, unfollowed. Wonderful. Wow, so fast. Already obeying this principle, except point number three, because I consume YouTube only for knowledge and growth related content. I think that's amazing. That's so good for your brain. That's so healthy. 3-1 is good enough. Yeah, even I like the 3-1. I'm gonna do it too. Folder done. Wonderful. Can you guys send me screenshots? All social media apps notification off. Really? Wow, that is a huge commitment. All of them off. Remove two apps, IRCTC and Meesho. Great. You removed the apps or the notifications? Disabled Instagram notifications. Wonderful. Kudos to you. Great job. Removed an app that consumes most time. That's a huge commitment. I regularly use Daily Hunt for news around us. I use InShot for news. It comes in one line. It's usually very helpful. Currently, LinkedIn feels like a distraction. It does actually. I think LinkedIn is also associated with a lot of people feeling bad after they're done using it because there's a lot of comparison. Uninstall Instagram. Same, LinkedIn. Wow, you're uninstalling. That is great. If it takes you one webinar to uninstall Instagram, that is a huge thing. Turn off almost all notifications. Wonderful. I turned off my food notifications because when I see Zomato, Swiggy texting me again and again, do I want a pizza burger? I sometimes may have ended up ordering it or the next day. So I've closed them off. I've also turned off my distracting notifications. I am also renaming my folder. Why am I opening this? Oh, great. So everybody's doing something. Wonderful. Lovely. I'm so happy to see this. Now remember, you're not doing it for myself, you're doing it for yourself. You removed Instagram from your mobile around a year ago. So good. But do you also use another apps a lot? Like Insta can be addictive, but so can be YouTube Shorts. So can be Reddit. A bit less though. Same YouTube Shorts. Okay. Great. Now, here's three simple resources I've picked for you. I didn't pick a lot of stuff because the more I give, the more you'll be confused. So, the first is The Social Dilemma on Netflix. It's a documentary, right? And I don't want you to watch it. Just watch the first 30 minutes. You'll understand everything. If you don't want to watch it, just pay attention for 20 to 30 minutes. You'll know how Instagram, how Facebook, literally the creators come to the or people who worked in these industries, they literally come here and tell how they are fighting for your attention. So you'll get to know, literally the littlest changes in how often you open your phone, how how long do you stay on a post for a minute, right? These things are studied and then they're incorporated into the algorithm to keep you hooked and then to sell you things in the long run. So when you usually say, right, that I was just thinking about buying shoes or I was just talking about it, but then did my phone hear me because I'm getting ads? Because they are experts at studying your behavior. And your behavior is the strongest thing for them. Your attention also is so strong and helping them figure out what you really want. And the second, this is the forest app I was talking about. You set your time, you plant a tree, you can experiment with it. Open the app, I won't spoil it for you. Figure it out yourself, see how it works, and try to use it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, come back and tell me. Now, it doesn't mean if I'm sharing resources, it's going to work for everybody. Every person is different, everything is going to be different, right? And the last is what makes technology so habit forming. I think if you want to understand more about why it's so addictive, this TED Talk is really, really gonna help you out understand this better. Yeah. So you can take a picture of this, you can take a screenshot, and if you're done, I can move forward. So the goal is to have one tiny change a week. You don't have to do everything today. You don't have to change your entire world today, right? You don't have to do or make all the changes today. Try one thing, see if it works for a week. If it does, great. If it doesn't, try something new next week. Go a bit easy on yourself, right? Now I am up for, questions and answers. Anything on your mind, anything you're thinking about, what really causes issues for you, anything, honestly, anything. It doesn't even have to be about the topic.
So, Jasnoor, I think a few of them have posted questions in the Q&A. Do you have access or can I just read it out to you?
I do not have access to it actually.
Okay,
I mean, I can't see it. One second, one second. I think. Yeah, okay. I can see it now. I can see it.
got it? Great.
Yes, yes. Got it. Okay. I tried few of these tools earlier, but sometimes due to work stress, the urge to use Instagram is very high and I couldn't do it consistently and feel guilty about. So you see, in that sentence itself, I can see a whole loop, right? The work gets you to opening Instagram, and once you do it a lot, you feel guilty about it. That's the cost you're paying. So now that you do understand your loop, you have to figure out how to, extend it. See if any of the practical steps has worked. Try it again. If it doesn't work, maybe try completely something else, like taking actual breaks that you like. So, one way to kill one habit is by sometimes bringing another that is also more interesting. For example, you really want to, let's say, go to this place to shop something, right? Now, you can always try to bargain with yourself that I won't scroll that much today, but I'll reward myself later by buying that thing that I planned. So you have to understand your reward system, what really works for you, specially, and then plan it in a way that it helps you out. And if it really, still doesn't work, you can always reach out. You can always text, right? Now it says, if possible, do share good video on the same topic so I can share with my friends and family to spread some awareness. Yes, absolutely. I'll figure out a video. You can actually, the documentary is pretty good. You can show your friends and family even the first 15-20 minutes. That'll be great. Else, I will send over the link for the TED Talk also. If there are more videos, I'll send them over. Definitely. Definitely. I'll share them with the host. You mean to say reduce the usage of phone or apps? I think most that's the thing, no? Our work and private life, everything is literally there. So it's mainly the apps that are distracting us. Can we delete the app and install again whenever we want? How does it work? Yes, you can. It is completely up to you, Hari. See, your goals are mainly for you. It's not about what I'm saying. It's mainly about how much do you think you are scrolling? How much do you want to reduce it? What problems is it causing? What is the cost you are paying? So you can always text me about it later on. I'll also check some questions in the chat. Thank you, Muthu. Thank you so much.
Also, just know some more questions have popped in the Q&A, so you can look up the chat questions and see the Q&A questions which
Yes.
added right now later.
How to avoid while working. Yes. So here the forest app can really help. So let's say if you have a plan that you're going to work for 30 or 40 minutes, you can set that timer. So it won't allow you to open any other apps. So you've got to, figure out these things. And there's also reinforcement you can use. Rewarding yourself. Like I mentioned, the buying thing example. For example, you want to have some snacks. So tell yourself that I'm not going to have them until and unless I focus for 30 to 35 minutes. Figure out your reward system. I'll give you a very simple example. So, 2026, I wanted it to be my fitness era. right? I wanted to go to the gym. No, I really did not want to go to the gym. I just wanted to stay fit. But I ended up enrolling in a gym. And how am I still going and being consistent? It's by giving myself stars on my calendar. Because, that brings me joy. Seeing a star indicates that I went to gym on this day. It gives me joy to see that. So I also know if I go to the gym today, later I'll give myself stars. So you have to figure out your reward system. How does it work? Is it important in today's world to share everything on social media or to use every models of social media? Not really, Kapish. It is not. It is completely up to you. You don't have to engage in everything that comes your way. Doing meditation regularly has helped me reduce the screen time a lot. Yes, that is wonderful because it is going to help you with your focus. It's going to help you with your self control. So, if you are somebody who is into meditation, I think you should absolutely try to practice it. I can keep away from social media for about 5 days and the cycle starts again. Okay, Manisha, how do you manage this? Do you completely not use your phone? Do you use it a bit? What is your model? How are you using it? Because if you're saying you're not gonna use it at all, then obviously it's gonna build up, right? Extremes do build up and they end up backfiring. So see, how you can moderate it instead of completely leaving it. Yeah. How can we build self control around apps like social media or brokerage platforms? See, self control can be a very personal thing. Everybody has a different threshold to how much control they have, Nilu. So you have to figure out where do I falter, right? And since it's different, you can text me and we can take this further ahead to understand how you can personally build self control. But yes, like somebody just mentioned, meditation has really helped them. Yoga helped them. I do have work on Instagram to stay updated on certain brand stories, and I need to end up checking it anyways. And then I quickly scroll for a bit on weekdays. Sometimes on idle, I don't scroll for longer time on the weekend. So here, what we can try is, differentiating my accounts. And for example, even I have work on Instagram and I also have fun stuff on Instagram. So to differentiate it, what I usually do is on the account that I use for reel scrolling, I put a time limit there, right? And I usually try to keep it separate. If you can manage keeping two things separate, that's going to help you a lot. So two accounts, two different ways to deal with it. Can we shift to keypad phone? Can you, are you in that capacity to shift to keypad phone? If you can, I think that would work for you. Social media feels overwhelming sometimes. How do I keep myself away from it? That's the thing, Prasanna. You have to figure out which applications are you using, which are falling into your loop, which ones do you want to keep away from, right? Why is it overwhelming you? What is it that it makes you feel? Is it comparison? Is it because people are doing too much? Is it, because there's so much bad happening in the world, right? What is it that feels overwhelming? So figure that out, figure out those questions, come back to me with answers, and then, we can work on it. So do try the strategies I just told you. Keeping yourself away from it always starts with an understanding. You don't have to be perfect at it right away. You don't have to, be an expert at not using social media right away. First thing we all start with is understanding how my loop works. Why do I keep going back? How does it make me feel afterward? And then you start noticing it in your everyday life. And then you try different techniques, different things that you can incorporate. So check what works for you, what doesn't. And if that is all, should we wrap up for today? I hope you guys took away something from the session. If yes, let me know. If not, do let me know.
Yes, Jasnoor, I think the session was really engaging. We had a lot of reactions, and the participants were, with us during the call. So thank you on behalf of the IMT team and the participants. And
Much.
thank you to all of our participants for being so engaging and giving in reactions and putting in your questions. So have a nice day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.